Good morning. My name is Ginger, and this is One Dharma Center Sunday service. So welcome in person who are here, and welcome as well our YouTube live streaming friends. So today, as we begin, we'll do some simple, easy breathing exercise together. So please join me in standing posture. Loosen your ankles first, your toes. Do light kicking. Very good. Put your hands around your hips and circle your hips. Now fingertips on your shoulders and circle your shoulders. Go to the opposite direction. And hands down. Now gently loosen any tension around your neck. So roll your head in any direction. And back to center. Gather your arms in front of your chest. Open your arms to your side. Gather them back. Breathe in, open. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Feel the air fills up in your chest. Breathe in and breathe out. A few more times. Chest breathing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Arms down. Now cross your arms. Bring your arms up. Now breathe in. Gather your arms up, high, open, and down. Again, breathe in. Two more times, breathe in. Again, breathe in. Now arms out and gather your arms into your lower abdomen. Good. Again. Breathe out. Breathe in. Feel your belly as you do this movement. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time, breathe in and breathe out. Now put your arms out. All the way up. Now palms meet together. Bring your palms down to your heart center. Shoulders are relaxed. Your feet close to each other. Now please join me in bowing practice. We're going to do full bowing to the Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. The grace of heaven and earth. Grace of parents. Grace of fellow beings. grace of laws. Now please be seated. This morning we'll have 30 minutes of sitting meditation practice, followed by chanting meditation, Heart Sutra, and Ilwonsang vow. If you need to adjust your sitting body on your mat or in your chair, please do so. Loosen all your tensions as you wiggle your body, and as you breathe in and out. The purpose of meditation is to empty our mind by calming down our thoughts and by letting go of our thoughts. We drop any fixed idea, preconceived notion or concept. By emptying and letting go, crystal clearness in our spirit rises. Keep your eyes open if you have any chance of wandering thoughts and drowsiness. Close your mouth, but do not clench your teeth. Gently touch the roof of your mouth with the tip of your tongue. If your mind drifts during sitting meditation, gently bring it back and refocus on your breathing. When a thought comes, release it as quickly as it comes. May we be here and now with this ever alert and ever calm spirit. Sutra chanting meditation. When it comes to meditation, there are many forms. Now please join in chanting meditation. This morning we'll chant Heart Sutra first, and then we'll chant Ilwansang Vow. Page 5. Page 5, Heart Sutra. Reverend Joey will guide us to this sutra chanting meditation.
Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing Prajnaparamita, realized that the five aggregates are empty and thus became free from all suffering and distress. O Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease in emptiness. No form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of my ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind consciousness, nor ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, no extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva relies on Prajnaparamita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion. One draws in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on Prajnaparamita and attain supreme enlightenment. Therefore know that Prajnaparamita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, now also proclaimed. Prajnaparamita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond. Now awaken, gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, para, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha. Ilwansang Vow. Ilwan is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin Queen of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. It will manifest as both permanence and impermanence, fused as permanence. It one unfolds into an infinite work that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just that it is fused at impermanence. It one unfolds into infinite works through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after it once sung the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of it one, and become one with the nature of it one.
Since I joined this One Dharma Center last year, it has been my joy and honor to be able to listen to many different Kyungmunim's Dharma talks. While I've been enjoying all the Dharma talks, I found that Reverend Insik's Dharma talk refreshes my mind and spirit. Today, we will listen to Insik Kyungmunim's Dharma talk entitled One Suchness in Action and at Rest. Please join your palms together. Let us greet Insik Kyungmunim. Good morning.
Good morning. We just practiced meditation together. Nowadays, many people practice and discuss the benefits of meditation. We can find countless benefits of meditation throughout the one Buddhism scripture. The effect of meditation can be summed up in terms of freedom of mind. However, just sitting on the cushion for hours does not guarantee that you can obtain these benefits. In order to enjoy the benefits of meditation, we need to practice meditation well. How can we meditate well? There's a Kwan. A person who practices well is not separate from the true nature. What is this practice which is not separate from the true nature? Shakyamuni Buddha, Enlightened Masters, and our founding master Sotaesan had all attained freedom of mind. I would say they were not separate from the true nature. Master Sotaesan explains its meaning this way: a person who is not separate from the true nature is free of attachment to discrimination even when active, and for whom discrimination is properly regulated even at rest. This is called one suchness in action and rest. This is the model and standard of our practice. Whether in action or at rest, we have to keep the state of one suchness. One suchness describes the state of our true nature, which is ever calm and ever alert. A person who practices well always keeps his or her mind ever calm and ever alert. How can we maintain our mind ever calm and ever alert in action and in rest? Let me ask you a question. If our true nature is originally ever calm and ever alert, why do we need to practice meditation? Why do we need to practice meditation? Why is it that we cannot always keep our original mind? What is the obstacle? The number one obstacle is thought. Thought is created by the mind. We are supposed to use our thoughts when a thought is needed, not be a slave to them. We human beings struggle with the thoughts and hardly have freedom from them. There are two kinds of thoughts. Thoughts that arise spontaneously and the thoughts that we create. We have difficulty in controlling both. To attain freedom and peace of mind, it is critical that we learn how to let go of our thoughts. This is the key to the practice of one suchness at rest. The most important thing in practicing one suchness at rest is to be aware of the thoughts that arise spontaneously. Then we can maintain ever alertness within the calm. We practice sitting meditation for 30 minutes today. How was your mind? When thoughts arose, did it bother you? We practice sitting meditation to rest our mind. Even though we want our mind to rest, thoughts arise spontaneously regardless of our will. That is natural. There's nothing wrong with the thinking itself. The problem is that we are distracted by our thoughts. When a thought arises, we can just be aware of it, then let it go, instead of being pulled in and distracted by it. By letting go of each and every thought this way, our mind can rest in one suchness. If we keep chasing or being hijacked by our thoughts, then we cannot rest our mind. We are not free from thoughts and are separate from the true nature. We need to practice cultivating one suchness of mind when we are at rest by even letting go of thoughts that arise spontaneously. Let me share my recent experience of this practice. One day I was relaxing, sitting on the deck of a diamond house, the minister residence. You can see Ilwan Hall from there. I saw a person coming out of the Ilwan Hall, and then saw the person enter the building again. As I said, I was aware of what I was watching, but did not engage in thoughts of that person coming and going. When I observe my mind on the meditation cushion, it is just like that. I am aware of a thought coming and going, but I do not engage with it. When we practice sitting meditation, there is a quiet before a thought arises. Be aware of this state, then observe your mind when a thought appears and passes away. Just observe your thoughts instead of engaging with them. Do not try to remove or resist them. If you notice that you are lost in your thoughts, simply note this and return to observing. Thoughts will just appear and disappear, and the mind will be alert within the calm. This is why we practice sitting meditation every morning and every night. When we wake in the morning, at the moment, we are aware of one suchness. We seek to nurture one suchness by practicing sitting meditation and at bedtime. We practice one suchness by letting go of our thoughts. We can then rest our mind whenever we choose. We can let go of our anxieties and worries and obtain peace of mind. We can be free from thoughts that arise spontaneously regardless of our will. That is the practice of one suchness at rest. Let us now talk about one suchness in action. The key to one suchness in action is practicing awareness of thoughts we are creating now. We are fully aware of what we are doing now, then our mind is concentrated, perfectly focused on what we see, hear, speak, and think. Our mind can attain ever calmness within alertness, and we can act with awareness and calm. It is not easy to always be aware of what we are thinking and doing. We chanted Heart Sutra and Ilonsang Vow today. When we chanted the sutra, how was your mind? Were you aware of your voice? Did your voice and your mind become one? When we practice chanting meditation, we are supposed to be aware of our chanting voice. But even though we try, our voice and mind may not be in sync. This happens when our mind engages in thoughts, then our voice and our mind become separate. When there's this separation in our mind no longer calm and alert. We need to be mindful of what we are doing from the beginning to the end. This is a wonderful practice of meditation in action, the practice of cultivating one's suchness in action. When we see, hear, speak, and think, with this practice of concentration and focus, we are not disturbed by our thoughts. Our mind stays in each ever alert and ever calm state, no matter what we do, see, hear, or think. Those who practice this way maintain their true nature and practice with sincerity both in action and in rest. They can rest the mind by letting go of all thoughts when they choose. They have the freedom to be mindful of what they are doing without being disturbed by thoughts. They value this practice and know it is an authentic and the most important practice. I would like to close my talk by sharing a conversation that I had with Master Seungsan, a highly revered Won Buddhist minister who passed away last year. When he was 90 years old, I visited him and asked, "How are you doing these days?" He smiled and said, "I am very busy." I did not understand this because he was retired. He was 90 years old and did not seem to me that he had many things to do. So I asked what he was busy doing. He said, "When I lay down in my room at rest, I am always busy with letting go of thoughts. When I walk outside gardening, I am always busy being mindful of what I am doing. I don't have many days left to live. I am even busier being mindful now than when I was younger." When suchness in action and at rest is a lifelong practice that will bring you to your true nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Insik. The conversation you had with Venerable Seungsan-nim resonate my mind. So we always say that we are busy, but we need to reflect on that why we are busy, doing what. So one suchness in action at rest, that's the good Dharma standard that we can reflect on. And also we can use essential dharmas of daily practice as a reminder. So let us recite essential dharmas of daily practice, page 6. Reverend Ji-eun will guide us to these dharma words.
Essential dharmas of daily practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach, willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
Three things to share before we end. Next Sunday, we are happy to have a guest teacher, Reverend Won Gong, the head priest of North Carolina One Buddhist Temple. And I am excited to invite her to our Dharma circle and lead the service together. I had lived with her for 9 years, so it's going to be kind of reunion of my teacher. So I hope many of you can join us next week. Reverend Park visited Korea for a month and will return to this coming week. So he will be joining our Sunday service from next week. Lastly, I'd like you to join me in silent prayer for our Dharma friend, Helen Elford, Won Popson-nim, who had back surgery last Thursday as an outpatient. Gratefully, the surgery went well and she is back home now. So please join your palms together and minds and hearts together and take a moment to think of Helen for her smooth recovery. And thank you for your prayer. And this is all we have today. And today is October 2nd, the very first Sunday in October. And I feel the autumn deepens in this month, October. And I see the changes of colors around me. So I hope we continue our practice, not only in this Dharma hall, but wherever we are. And our practice will deepen and will mature as we keep on walking on our Dharma path. So thank you for joining us today and hope to see you next Sunday.